Hello everybody, this is Denver again for State Champs eSports. Today we are going to be playing another classic Atari 2600 video game. And as you may be able to tell by what you're seeing and hearing, it is the classic game Pitfall. And I am Pitfall Harry, doing my thing. Kind of a quasi Indiana Jones type character who has 20 minutes to get to the end of the game, collect all the treasures. Oh, this is the hardest part, by the way. I might be stuck here for a while. I was playing this just before we went live and had quite the difficulty getting past this. It's been many years since I've played it. Alright, while I work my way past these damn crocodiles, or not, let me thank our sponsors very quickly here. Up first, as always, is Lawrence Technological University. They are our presenting sponsor, and we really would not be doing this if it wasn't for their support. And we've also got, of course, Army Michigan. And finally, we have Hungry Howie's Pizza, famous for flavor. Alright, so back to this part. As you can see, it's very difficult. You have to jump on the head. Now you can jump on the mouth, but as soon as the mouth opens, you will die. So you can jump, and then you have to just wait. I try to rush through it, and it's just almost impossible. Now you can see that I just took a hit, and that doesn't kill you, getting hit by these barrels or falling down, but it will drain you of your score. So you don't want to do that. Alright, now this one's a little tricky because you gotta jump on the vine, but not jump too far or you'll get bit by the snake. Okay, here we go. Alright, now this one's really tricky. It's sand, quicksand, and so if you cross at the wrong time, you will get swallowed up and eaten. I got my gold bar. Alright, now we're talking. Alright, yesterday we played Dig Dug, which was a port. Actually, the first 3 games that I've played so far have all been ports. So I thought we'd mix it up a little bit today and play an original game for the Atari. Interestingly enough, it was not actually designed by Atari. It was designed by Activision, which consisted of several disgruntled Atari employees who started up their own independent company. It was often considered to be the first kind of indie. Sorry, I got distracted here. These damn crocs always get me. But Activision was the first indie game developer, and they really put out, I mean, over like a 2-3 year period, they put out a lot of great games. Oh, I took a double hit there. Another one. Ooh, God. I'm losing my score. You know, let me go down. See what's under here. Usually these end up being just dead ends, but sometimes you get a little bonus. Oh, there we go. That was a good shortcut. Glad I took that. Yeah, Pitfall was one of the biggest games for the Atari 2600. It was a hit with the critics, sold several million cartridges, so it was also a hit with the fans. And like I said, what made it so unique was that it was not based on an arcade game. It was an original to Atari. Now, of course, because of the popularity, it was ported over to other gaming systems, and there was various sequels and remakes and all kinds of different versions of Pitfall Harry. I mean, it was so popular that they actually had a cartoon, Pitfall Harry, on Saturday mornings that was, I believe, paired up with Frogger and another cartoon video game character, which I'm drawing a blank on. And it was really, really popular. You have to remember also at the time that this was right on the heels of Raiders of the Lost Ark. So it was kind of a right place, right time, good cash in on that whole adventure genre. Ooh, there we go. All right. Let me see if I can time this out and jump and jump. There we go. All right. So, yeah, the thing with Activision is now they're a huge gaming company that has, had many different versions and iterations over the years, but unlike Atari, which spawned the company, Activision is still going. I believe it's Activision Blizzard or Blizzard Activision. I forget exactly. I'm not up on all these fandangled new games and companies. Ooh, bummer. The probably one of the most revolutionary things about the game is that it was really the precursor of side-scrolling games like Super Mario Brothers. It's not really a true side-scrolling game in the sense that you're just going from one screen to the other, but essentially, it laid the groundwork, I guess you could say, for side-scrollers. Because if you think back on the last or the first 3 games of the series that I played, they've all essentially been a single screen. You complete the screen often and then you can advance on. But this is the first time where you really had this continuous flow of one screen after another. Oh, that's some bad timing right there. That's why you got to be careful. You got to jump while the mouth's closed, get onto the head, jump to the next head, wait for the mouth to close, jump to the next head, and then you're free and clear. Oh. Now, I was, before we started streaming, I did a little research and found out that David Crane, the designer of the game, pretty much mapped out everything, at least conceptually, in about 10 minutes. He just drew a little stick figure and said, why is this guy running around? Well, he's trying to collect treasures. And they give you this 20-minute time limit to kind of give the game a sense of urgency. And he then put in, thousands of hours of development and programming to get the classic that you're seeing here. Ooh, that was a dumb mistake on my part. Sorry, folks. So, yes, so David Crane is the genius behind one of the best all-time Atari games ever made. Came out in 1982. Ooh. Alright, let me concentrate on these guys here, and wait, and jump, and let me wait until they close again, and okay, and we're off. Here we go. Just checking out some of my notes. Oh, one of the things that I did realize, I was confusing myself yesterday. I was kind of interchanging Activision, ColecoVision, and Television, all as kind of one or two separate things, but Activision is the game developer. ColecoVision and Television were the actual gaming systems. So yeah, 2 totally different things. Well, 3 technically. Alright, now we're burning some rubber. Ooh, alright, let me just send some down here. Might as well explore around. Sorry, scorpion. Oh, another scorpion. Oh! Those scorpions don't normally get you unless you jump right as they are turning. That's kind of their little secret move that will get you. So you got to be careful of the turning scorpion. Ooh, let me duck back down. Da-da. Yeah, so what we'll do is we'll kind of bounce around a little bit. I'll definitely want to circle back around to some other Activision games. They had a number of games that were really, really good, really popular and successful games. Now they were all obviously very simple, but since they were an indie developer, they weren't doing these big lucrative ports from the coin-op arcade games. So they were, I would say almost all of them were quote-unquote original games. Now they did a lot of sports games, so I don't know how original you could really say they are, in the sense that they were just copying the popular sports of the day. But they did have some other games, so we'll definitely circle back around to some more Activision games. I was kind of scrolling through the list, and there was a lot of games that I never even knew existed, to be honest with you. So I'd like to start exploring some of those. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. So I'd like to, start exploring some of those games that I haven't really played ever before. Most of these games that I'm going to start off with are all games that, that I remember from being a young lad playing video games. Okay, let me get this last guy here. Oh, see, this guy gets me every time. And you know what I don't think I've ever done, maybe I have, is finish the game within the 20-minute time span. So it just goes to prove that old adage that this is definitely easy to play, difficult to master. Ooh, 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 ooh. Darn it. And if you haven't watched any of the previous games that I played, we started off with Space Invaders, then we went to Pac-Man, and yesterday we did Dig Dug. So today is episode number 4 for Pitfall with the exclamation point. So tomorrow we'll have another game up to be determined. I suppose I should set a schedule, but I kind of like just winging it a little bit. Because that's really how I would always used to play the games. When I sat down, I never knew exactly what game I wanted to play. I just kind of popped in a cartridge, whichever kind of struck me that day. Now, there were certain games where I would, if it was new, obviously I would want to play that one just because it was fresh and exciting. Or if I was on a roll with a game and I was getting good and I was really advancing far into the levels, then I would kind of concentrate on that one more than some of the others. But okay, here we go. I didn't get fooled that time. There we go. And jump. I think I'm starting to get the hang of it. When it's been this long, you got to kind of shake off the rust. And I have to say, this is still a pleasure to play after all these years. Just shows you that even though the graphics and sounds are so simple and dated, that a classic game still is fun to play regardless. Alright, I think this is where we kind of got hung up last time. So let me go down, because I don't know if that fire was a blocker or not. Let's see. Okay, this is where I think I got killed. Yep, see how they turn right as you go to jump, so you just got to be careful that you're not jumping too soon, because they'll turn and definitely get you. I really hope there's not a brick wall and I have to go all the way back. That would be a drag, because this is a lot of screens. But I am impressed by the fact that once you're in the game, there's not a lot of lags. Oh, of course there's a brick wall. Oh, son of a gun. Alright, well, I'm still at 17 minutes, so let's see if I can make it all the way to the end here. I got lots of time left. Lots of scorpions down here. Alright, note to self, do not go down in the tunnel in this section of the game. I knew there was just too many screens to be bypassing all that action there. Oh, can you believe it? Holy moly. Okay, this is the dangerous part, people. I must concentrate. Wow, son of a gun. 15:37. Okay. I'm still. Ah, darn it. This is exactly how I'd get when I played when I was a kid. No different now. Still would get ticked off and exasperated and frustrated. But gotta say, a lot of fun. A lot of fun. All right. Ooh, darn it. Oh, I think I might have gone past my limits. I pushed it. I should have stopped while I was ahead, so to speak. Oh, I'm just making sloppy mistakes now. Must be getting tired. All right, let's concentrate here, people. There we go. Oh, why? Okay, I'm going to do one more round. One more round. I think I can do it. Now I know how people get addicted to gambling. You just think you can just beat it. Okay. There we go. Okay, good, good, good. Alright. The frustrating part is that damn clock resetting every time. Oh, see, I told you this is my weakness. Alright, if I can't get past this, I'm throwing in the towel. Patience is a virtue. Oh, okay, that's it. Alright, folks, I think that's a sign you don't want to see me lose my cool as I struggle mightily to finish this round. Maybe I'll revisit this. I'll do a little offline practicing, revisit it, and we can try to master this one, finish the game, get those gold, silver, and other bars that they've got out there. I got the gold bar, so that's not too bad. But thanks for watching. This is State Champs eSports. I'm Denver, and once again, thank our sponsors, Lawrence Tech, Army, Michigan, and Hungry Howie's. See you next time.